Hi cuties. So here we are on Black Ops 7. Now this is a title that I didn't see myself playing, I'm not gonna lie to you. But I figured it launched on Game Pass day one, why not give it a try, you know? This is coming from someone that is a Call of Duty fan. I always try to give these games the benefit of the doubt because I want them to go back to the glory days. But with the release of all these fantastic other multiplayer games in recent months, like, Battlefield 6 and Arc Raiders and stuff like that, Black Ops 7, sorry. Black Ops 7 really has its back against the wall. So I really just wanted to come on here, give it a fair chance, and talk about what makes it good, what makes it bad, what makes it everything in between, okay? The title is kind of a joke in and of itself, but, it is kind of true. This is coming from someone that's not playing it all day, every single day. I've been putting a few of my precious hours in this game since its release, and I think I've played it enough to sort of give you guys my opinion on it, if that's okay. Let's just hop into a core mosh pit while we talk about this. So that's actually kind of where we're going to start. We're going to talk about the multiplayer first, and, we're going to go through multiplayer campaign and zombies in this video, but multiplayer first, because I'm sure that's what like 70% of people care about. Firstly, I just want to say I hate this COD HQ shit still. I'm going to be real. Like, I can't believe they're still forcing us to basically download like a DLC pack onto the Call of Duty app. I hate it. You download this game, you have to download another update. You got to re-download a pack you might have missed. You got to, update requires restart. It's just like all that shit, man. And it's getting so infuriating to deal with. And me personally, if you guys take a look at my notifications here, I got this BIOS firmware stuff where I have to update my motherboard apparently, but I've been fine so far. My friend, however, was getting black screens and stuff, and he had to do, all that, and it's just a ridiculous hassle to deal with. Obviously, that depends on, like, everybody's rig or whatever the case may be, but still, it's something I figured I'd mention for sure. Yeah, here we are in a multiplayer match, and I want to say the gunplay is very similar to what we got in the beta. There wasn't a lot of changes, and what I said in the beta was pretty much, it felt a lot like Black Ops 6 still, obviously, and it still got that, like, Modern Warfare engine feel to it, which I just, man, I'm getting really sick of that, I'm gonna be honest. Like I said, this is coming from somebody that likes the Call of Duty games. Like, I'm not just gonna shit on it just for the sake of this video. I want to see them succeed, but it's just really unfortunate because, the Black Ops games used to have their own sense of identity. Like, they would play differently than the Modern Warfare games, obviously. Even though they were using the same engine still, they felt different, all things considered, and it just doesn't feel like that anymore. Obviously, it's like a very, like, opinion-based thing, but still, like, I just genuinely feel like these games sort of blend together at this point. Yeah, I like the wall jumping stuff here. They let you, like, play around with it in a bunch of ways. It feels really fun. But yeah, the wall jumping feels really cool here. It's a good, like, middle ground between, like, jetpack COD and, like, basic boots on the ground COD. Obviously, a huge point of contention with a lot of the recent Call of Duty titles has been the skill-based matchmaking, but as we speak, I'm currently in a playlist where they tell us that the skill is minimally considered. See, we're not exactly sure how much it's considered or what exactly that means. We kind of have to take their word with a grain of salt, if that makes any sense, but, I mean, honestly, I do feel like they're telling the truth. I've been in some cool lobbies where, like, I'm shredding and stuff like that, and then also the fact that the lobbies don't disband afterwards is really cool, so you can stay shredding if you want to. I don't feel like a lot of people are, like, super duper sweaty on this game. It feels a lot more middle ground-ish. However, I will say I'm decently good at Call of Duty. I don't really consider myself like the best player in the world, but I think I can hold my own, especially for somebody with a full-time job, you know what I'm saying? But I pretty much go positive in every single one of my matches, so I don't really feel like I'm being punished for being a good player, if that makes any sense. It's kind of the vibe I was getting in a lot of the older Call of Duties where, like, you do good and then they match you against fucking Tfue and Shroud and shit, But it feels fair here, I will say that. I feel like the progression system is very fair here as well. I mean, I'm level 33 right now, and I mean, I haven't played, like, that much, so that's really good to see. I think the double XP is turned on right now, but I still feel like I'm leveling up fast enough regardless. Coming from, like, Battlefield 6 where it's more of a slow grind for sure, this definitely feels like a massive change of pace for me. I will say though, like, in terms of this multiplayer, I don't think they've changed it enough. I'm gonna be real. I can sing its praises all day long, but I just don't feel like they've changed it enough from Black Ops 6 or even really a lot of the recent titles in general. A lot of them are starting to blend together, and it's funny because it feels like how it was back in the day. The meme back in the day was like, the COD games are all the same every single year, they never change anything, but it definitely certainly is starting to feel like that again. I think the Call of Duty series needs like a Modern Warfare 2019 sort of hard reset. A big engine change, a stylistic change. I don't know if that needs to happen at the dev team or something. I don't know exactly how we get there, but something like that needs to change. I honestly think the engine might be the issue. I feel like if they do a hard reset, change the philosophy of these Call of Duty games and get more back to that, like, gritty, almost like US propaganda sort of art style, I think that would be a great step in the right direction. In my opinion, Call of Duty is at its best when it's slightly realistic, but it's still got that arcadey feel, but then also it's just like, military propaganda. Like, that just feels the best to me. I don't even like hate futuristic CODs at all. I mean, Black Ops 2 is obviously, you know, one of the greatest Call of Duties of all time. I feel like we need to just take it back a bit and sort of reset things, you know what I mean? Like, get back to basics in a sense. And I don't mean just like a World War II boots on the ground game, just like the feel of the old Call of Duty games. Not to mention, like, I'm getting really sick and tired of like the gunsmith system. Although it is super intricate and it was very innovative for the time, it's the fact that we get it in every single game. Like Vanguard, a World War II game, you could get 5 attachments on an M1 Garand. Like, what are we doing? I really do think Call of Duty is at its best when it's simplistic, you know? Like, the pick 10 system was great. I feel like they should have stopped there, you know? But, you know, Modern Warfare 2 from 2009 is actually my favorite Call of Duty. And in that title, you know, you can get 1 attachment on your gun, and if you wanted a second one, you had to get a perk for that. And that was a great, worthy sacrifice. I feel like we should go back to that instead of being able to get 6 perks, 10 attachments, and all this shit. Like, it's just too much for me personally. We don't need 15 different foregrips, maybe 1 foregrip, a few different sights, extended mags, shit like that, like essential attachments. They cater to like the hardcore, like sweaty experience way too much instead of, you know, the casual gaming experience, because at the end of the day, it seems like a lot of people forget the reason why we play these Call of Duty games is to have fun. You know, like when I hop on like a Halo or something like that, I don't give a fuck if I'm going negative or how much XP I got. I just want to win the game and have fun with my friends while doing so. And I feel like that sort of DNA is lost in Call of Duty. I feel like a washed unk saying all this, but it's like, I don't know, it's just kind of true in my eyes. Like, I feel like people care too much about KD and shit like that. I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean, all things considered, like, this multiplayer feels good. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's not shitty at all. I haven't had any lag outs or glitches or anything big, you know, major problems. But I just think the Call of Duty multiplayer, it needs a hard reset, and I stand by that. I said it in my beta video, and I still feel the same way here. Me personally, if this wasn't on Game Pass, I simply wouldn't buy it for the multiplayer. I just wouldn't. It doesn't change enough for me personally. Does that mean it's bad? No, it's just sort of like, you know, we just played Black Ops 6 last year, and now we have Black Ops 7, which is like a huge philosophy that was never the thing back in the day. Like, you know, we would get a Modern Warfare game, Black Ops game, and then they started adding in a Sledgehammer game here and there. But the fact that we're getting Black Ops games back to back, like, this feels more like a DLC or something, you know? Like, I just don't know, man. Same UI, same gunsmith, same operator screen, same everything. It's just like a futuristic coat of paint over it. I know you could say, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but just like it is kind of broke a little bit. I think it's time to fix it, you know? But okay, so that's all I got on the multiplayer front. Now, I want to talk about the campaign now. So I did record some gameplay for this. I played it earlier, so I'm just going to talk over the campaign gameplay and sort of just list off the bullet points that I wrote down on this piece of paper. First of all, no spoilers in this. I know a lot of people probably don't give a shit about campaign spoilers, but still, I figured I'd warn you guys, I guess. I want to say I have no problems with the campaign being co-op. However, I think it's ridiculous that it sort of forces it down your throat in a sense. As soon as I tried to play it by myself, it filled up a squad, wanted me to play with 3 other randos. Nah, not really feeling that. So I get in solo, and then I find out you can't pause it no matter what. It's a single player campaign in 2025 that I can't pause. You can't even pause the cutscene, so if you gotta go get up and piss or something like that, doesn't matter. Too bad. I mean, it just doesn't really feel like a Call of Duty campaign. Now, I'm gonna be real with y'all, my favorite Call of Duty campaigns are like the original Modern Warfare trilogy. I love some of the recent Black Ops ones. I think Cold War is fantastic. I had a blast on Black Ops 6 personally, but this doesn't really feel like any of that. It feels closer to like Black Ops 3. It's so weird because I feel like this franchise is sort of like cursed in terms of trying to make a sequel to the Black Ops 2 story, because every single time it kind of falls flat on its face, and it's no different here. I'm just gonna get into the nitty gritty of it. This shit kind of sucks, bro. I mean, I think IGN gave it like a 6 out of 10, and I mean, that is super gracious of them. I don't know how they got to that point. Now, I will be honest with you guys, I only played the first 3 missions. I don't know how many there are, but that is genuinely, that's all I could stomach. Once again, this is coming from somebody that likes Call of Duty. I love the campaigns, and, you know, for the longest time, I bought these games for their campaigns, you know? But it's been a long time since those days, I will be honest. It sort of just feels like a copy and paste job of like DMZ or something like that. You know, you kill the enemies in here, they don't drop any weapons, drop like salvage and shit. You got plates, really weird things in here, like, you know, if you play by yourself, you can't see your teammates no matter what. Like, the only way you can see them is if you actually play with 3 other people. But it's weird because they'll continue to talk to you as if they're standing right next to you. It's like, what the fuck is this, dude? We couldn't afford AIs in this. Like, what are we doing? It's ridiculously easy as well. I couldn't find a difficulty setting. I couldn't see any way to change it, so that's great. Love that. All in all, man, like, it just didn't really feel like a Black Ops campaign. Like, I'm watching these cutscenes and stuff, and I'm honestly of the opinion, I think the Black Ops campaigns, or just Call of Duty campaigns in general, I feel like they're at their best when they're in first person exclusively, if that makes any sense. Think about all the coolest, best moments from like Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. Like, I don't know, Black Ops 1, remember the Russian roulette mission where it's in first person, you're at the table, you're watching Woods put that fucking magnum to his head, and he's like, ah, like, you know what I mean? Like, it feels very immersive, and it feels like you're actually there. Whereas here, you know, it's very cinematic. They have the bullshit cutscenes, and it, once again, feels like a Modern Warfare cutscene. I don't know, it sort of takes me out of things. Like, I feel like they're just more like trying to make like a shitty action movie instead of a genuine Call of Duty campaign experience. I don't know, it's also very, very silly while also trying to take itself way too serious. Like, I did a Menendez boss fight where he's teleporting all over the place and dropping giant machetes out of the air, and you gotta call a machete airstrike on top of him. It's just like, what the fuck am I playing right now? I'm not even against Call of Duty trying to take a weird sci-fi turn, because obviously that's what the Black Ops campaigns are sort of known for. They did it in Black Ops 6 in a similar way, and I actually had fun with it, like the little zombies mode or whatever. I think they went too far here, and it's definitely very comical, very silly. I cannot take it seriously. Harper or Hooker, I literally forgot his fucking name. The Merle, Daryl Dixon, whatever the fucking, Michael Rooker's character, right? He is like the comedic relief of this campaign. He's like the Woods adjacent character, I would say. He is way too quippy, dude. He's literally quipping like Spider-Man in here. He genuinely says things like, you know, what's that? It's like, what are we doing, bro? I don't know, man. Personally, the campaign didn't hook me at all. I think maybe if you had 3 other friends and you guys are having a blast, you know, laughing at it, whatnot, you could have a better experience. But I would say the solo experience is pretty fucking abysmal. You know, the solo experience, I was just playing it and I started a new mission and people were just able to infiltrate my fucking game. I had to go in the settings and turn it into like a private thing, even though I had squad feel turned off. You know, I'm in here like talking to myself and playing the campaign, and some dude just joins. He's like, hey, what's up, bro? Like, what the hell is that? It's definitely a gigantic departure from even Black Ops 6 just a year prior. I'm not exactly sure which team at the Call of Duty Studios whipped this one up. I don't know if it was Raven or whatnot. I thought they did a good job with Black Ops 6, so I'm not exactly sure, you know, what happened here. Maybe it gets better as it goes along. I will never find out, because it did not hook me in the first, you know, 2 hours of the fucking thing. So if you like it, I'm sorry for shitting on it. It's just my opinion. But with that, let's go ahead and move on to the zombies mode. This, I don't really have too many notes on, just because I feel like it's a fun, simple, easy experience. I'm not the biggest zombies guy, I will say that right now. I like to see in the Call of Duty zombies is just straight up simplicity. I prefer the survival game mode on here, where it's genuinely just, you know, survival. Self-explanatory, you know what I mean? Once again, I feel like the zombies are at their best when it's not like overcomplicated and stuff. I'm just not the biggest fan of like the gobblegum system and all that. I know that might be blasphemy to a lot of you zombies fans out there, so you know, take my opinion with a grain of salt, because I straight up, I don't do the Easter eggs that much and shit like that. I'm just being real with y'all. But the standard game mode, I played with my friends and we did a match for over like an hour and a half. We got to a super high round count and I had a blast the entire time. Like, seriously. I think they do a really good job of sort of like simplifying it for people that don't want to like look up YouTube guides and shit like that to figure out the Easter eggs. Me and my friends had a blast. We just, you know, knocked out the quest and whatnot, and it was so much fun, genuinely. This map is sort of like a transit reimagining in a sense, where like instead of a bus, like you can actually drive around in a truck, and pack-a-punch machine goes on the back of it. I think it's really fucking fun, man. I don't know. I like the different sections of the map. Feels really fun to me to play. Like I said, I am not the biggest zombies fan. My favorite maps are like Kino der Toten, Notch der Toten, shit like that. Like, those are my favorite ones, you know? So stuff like that is always going to be welcome to me. And I think the zombies is a great experience. I'm not exactly sure how like real true zombies fans feel about it. I had a blast with the Black Ops 6 zombies as well, if there's any consolation. Not to overthink zombies too much, you know? Like, in my opinion, it's just like a fun, silly game mode still that shouldn't really take itself too seriously, but I know a lot of people get invested into, like, the story and all that. Never been me, never been my thing. I definitely appreciate it for what it is. I think the idea of like slapping the pack-a-punch on the back of the truck is just super cool, dude. Definitely think if you got like a group of friends, you should absolutely hop on the zombies and play for a little bit. It's still very fun. Although I do just miss like the simplicity of the older ones, where there weren't like a bunch of hit markers and different point systems and currencies and shit like that. Like, even on this survival mode, like, I'm seeing XP for just zombie critical kills and shit like that. I miss when it was sort of just basic, simple. I'm okay with them innovating zombies though, because they obviously can't keep it like simplistic forever. I'm okay with innovation in this sense, but it's just something that I prefer, I guess. Not bad at all in my eyes though, genuinely. Like, this is a very fun side mode, and I'm definitely gonna keep having a blast with my friends playing it for sure. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling about the Black Ops 7 at this point. Like, it's a solid title. A lot of people are saying like this is the worst multiplayer I've ever played in my entire life. It's like, I can genuinely think of so many worse games than this, dude. It's not even close to being the worst Call of Duty. Like, I think experiences like World War II was worse, Vanguard was worse in recent time, Warfare 3 was bad. Like, this is a good experience for the most part. I just wish that we didn't get a Black Ops 7 just after Black Ops 6. I really do hate that. This is like the lowest launching Call of Duty game on Steam ever, I believe, for a launch period at least. So maybe that sort of like lights a fire under their ass to, you know, look at the community feedback and whatnot. That's why I really don't want to give up on Call of Duty, because I feel like with the right player feedback and community reception, they will make the changes. I mean, they did that with the skill-based matchmaking. Everybody bitched and complained, and they changed it, you know? The community input does change things, and I'm never going to give up because I want these games to be great again, and I know they can be. Like, we see glimpses of greatness in these titles, bro. Maybe Battlefield 6 will light a fire under their ass. I don't know, man. But all in all, man, Black Ops 7, if you got Game Pass, there's really no reason not to check it out. If you pay for Game Pass already, you have it, you know, check it out. Why not? I definitely don't think it's worth like $70 or $80, however much it costs. Maybe on a steep discount, you could check it out, if not through Game Pass. But I don't know, man, like, for quick, easy, simple dopamine rushes, like, it's a fine experience, I will say. Don't know if I'll be playing it like even a month from now, but still, like, it's not horrendous, all things considered. But yeah, that's just the perspective of somebody that loves these Call of Duty games and wants to see them do better. That's really all I got, y'all. I love you. Bye.